got these as auction extras when I wanted some frog outdoor terracotta items, some terracotta pots. And after getting them power washed and they dried, I'm like, oh, well, they're just that. So I thought it would be fun to color these up. So I'm going to go ahead and we are just going to take them into the spray room and we are going to spray paint them. So I'm going to turn them upside down. I'm going to tape off this area to protect it. So, you still want a clean paint job. So whether I use them or end up reselling them, I want to make sure that they still look good. And then I don't want my spray paint going through my hole. The things we do. So instead of taping off the inside, I'm like, let's just flip it around this way, call it good. So I'm going to be using Rust-Oleum's Laurel Green, which I think this will be great for the outdoors. I don't know why, even the next day, this paint will stay sticky, but I love the color, so I work with it. But sealing it in with weather defense will get rid of that stickiness. The brocade transfers, and I kind of thought that they would be fun. We're a farming community. People love chickens around here. Like it'd be fun to put the bees, but I want to see what maybe the chickens will look like. They may not even fit. I love the bees. I'm not keeping them as one. Can I? Would it look okay? Apparently this must have had a handle. But I didn't know. I didn't know. Like, would it look that bad? It's so hard to see. I need the whole, like, I need that to be off. I don't know. I hadn't distressed anything, right? If you're feeling it, you just go for it. Isn't that how that works? So, I don't know. It's like, which is the back, which is not the back. I think I'm going to go down as far as I can go because if you have like plants trundling over it, I would just put one of the baskets that you didn't take out of the baskets, the hanging baskets where you cut them off. I'm doing it, just doing it. I'm feeling it. Let's see how well it transfers. I sealed this, let it dry overnight, especially since it's my difficult spray paint. But the color trumps it because I like the color. And if somebody doesn't like it, one, they wouldn't buy it, or two, just turn it around. And then again, I might use it for myself. I haven't done any of my. We're just getting to where you can start bringing things out here in Michigan. Not plants yet. It's funny because on here it looks so cream. On here it looks whiter. But that's okay. On her. trying to put his by a screw, so I thought, well, let's get her by a screw. Right there. That's that thing. You got to get it to lay down. I went digging to see if I had two of these because there's only one in a packet of transfers, and I've used the bird and the branch many a time. So I'm like, oh, I wonder if I have. So I did. So I wanted to add this to it. So it's just the same process. I really think it says something about herbs. that's my story, and I'm sticking to it because I don't speak that language, but I just felt like it needed some type of a wording. Instead of it being green. Now the finer lines take you a little bit longer. Bigger pieces are easier than fine lines like this. So metal took really well, so I'm just going to run a sander over it because I don't want it to take really well. There's enough little variations in the wood from the spray paint where it was really dry and it didn't take the spray paint as well, so that's what I'm going to do. Now I'm just going to use some weather defense to seal that transfer in. So I got all three of these little metal flowers, and I do really well doing some rusty crusty on them. Though this one's got glitter, I don't think it really matters. So that's what we're going to do. Kind of faded. This one's a little bit on the newer side, but $2. That glitter off. So I have Dixie's Belle's iron paint. I pulled these out so we can paint underneath. And now I'm just going to go in and start. There is a primer. I've never really felt like I needed the primer. I guess if you felt like you needed it. Sometimes you're lucky enough to pop these little inserts off, but not on this one. I just do a tapping motion. I rather do it. I think that gives it that almost authentic rust feel. You don't want to see brush strokes. You usually see brush strokes in rust. Just put a generous amount of paint on. You have to wait for all the patina sprays to dry anyway. So just get it on there. So there's 3 sprays. I put them in glass bottles. I have good luck. So I usually always start off with the green patina. And I spray the entire thing with the green patina. Now this is the blue patina. And then since we're doing flowers, I'm going to do some of the yellow patina. The yellow patina in a little cup because it's very potent. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of put it where I want it to be. Just using a little pointy. I'm just kind of sticking it into the creases. More time with the green. That'll kind of just make it blendy. And then we just wait for it to do its magic. You could already see it starting to oxidize, making those fun colors of rusty patina. So I have to flip the other side over and do the same process to that side, but look at how pretty that is. I think the easiest way to spray these to seal this in is just to leave them like they are. So weather defense. I mean, it is kind of cute, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sand it a little bit. It's got fake texture on it, and I'm kind of going to give it more of a salvaged vibe. I'm not really sure what the texture on that was, but I think I got a good portion sanded off. And we can work from there. See what comes off with some. Just had a lot of texture. Just weird texture. Uncomfortable texture, actually. You know, those things that don't feel good to touch. Though the little butterflies were cute on it. Gonna prime it with some shellac, seal in whatever that paint is that's underneath there. Probably been able to, easier to spray paint it, but I already had the can out. Curry and butter. Everything's better with butter, right? I like curry, but you know, that's a more of a fallish color. So I thought I would just brighten it up with some butter. Oh yeah. Just for fun. So I'm just gonna paint the whole thing this color. If I end up having any transfers that match it, I'll look, but I'll get it. We got dry time anyway. Get all those hard areas first that we always end up forgetting. It's like a bumblebee color. Just a nice yellow. I did not paint the bottom. I wasn't, you know, then you have to wait for multiple things. So I'm going to do a little bit of sanding, and I may put a little bit of a transfer on here just for some fun. So I'm sanding it down. So I'm going to seal the milk paint in with some weather defense. So I have this by any other name transferred by IOD. So I have this by any other name transfer, but right off the bat, the rose is kind of like, oh, I bet you they were going to have a shade that's something that's going to match. And they do. They've got some beautiful roses. I really like that. This one right here, this little, I thought like, so you could do one on one side and then you could do florals on the other. Or I could do two because they have two of the yellow. I like the wording. I really like the wording. Because it's kind of a small watering can, and I didn't really want to cut the whole floral and then down. So I have my handy dandy, please don't roll away from me. But yeah, I think that this will fit. It kind of has, I think it's a serpent. We're going with serpent dragon. I don't really know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't really want the serpent. I don't know, cute little watering can. Okay, watch this. We cut off what we want. Nobody will even know that at one point it was a serpent. I did. Maybe the wording means something like that, but not really the vibe I'm going for here. So I'm gonna go. Yeah, that's you just cut off the piece. You bought it. Use what you want. Okay, so now there. Pretty easy to match up because of the handle. You just do a whole bunch of rubbing. Since I sealed it in with weather defense, it should stick pretty well. It'll start to turn chalky as it's getting adhered down to the object you're rubbing it on. And just gently, slightly pull up on the transfer paper part. Because if you pull up too fast and faster than what you're rubbing, you're going to rip it and bring it up with you. Especially when you get to these small little parts. I'm just going to make sure that it's rubbed down. The little moss matched really well. Okay, we're going to flip it over because there was two and I liked them both. And I couldn't decide. So somebody can decide on their own how they want to display it. I think I'm going to center it. And the yellow is just enough of a contrast that you should see it. Come up, just push it back down and rub it some more. See, just enough of a contrast. I have to seal the transfer in, so I'm hoping weather defense works. I'm just going to do a light mist. It's just a cute little bench. Which is probably, doesn't necessarily have to be painted, especially if it's just going back outside, but I'm a painting video. That's what we do. Just a little bench. Hard to see. I'm going to paint the all over, but I'm also going to do some splashes of color like it's been pre-painted. As I said, I wanted to make it look salvage, so I have Salty Kiss by DIY. Green. So we're just going to do splotches here and there. Like this is the way it was painted to begin with at one point. Next color is going to be Bohemian Blue. It's dark one. Now I'm going to dry it. Okay, now I'm going to take some shellac and I'm going to seal everything in. including the DIY paint. Sometimes things have to look like a hot mess before we're done, before we get to the finish. A little bench, we're going to do red wagon. I like red wagon. Reminds me of a farm, you know, the barn colors. Straight red wagon. So I already did my hard part of the underneath, and now I have some extra bond that I'm just going over. So hopefully we get some cracking in these areas. So you can see that other little bit of that color underneath. It's almost a red, white, and blue, but green. It's dry now. Because now I gotta flip it. So you gotta keep something to grab onto. So remembering now to go in with extra bond on this area. You can see it from underneath the colors. I probably should have put beeswax underneath there. I forgot that step. So many things to remember, right, y'all? So we're just going to go ahead and sand it and see if any of that color peeks through. It's got beautiful age crackling, though. There is a little bit of chippiness. So let's see what it does. The blue did show through, the green. This is supposed to look like an old weathered piece. Wonderful cracking. So now I'm just going to seal it in. I'm not doing any waxes or anything. We're just going to seal it in with weather defense, especially if somebody wants to use it outside.